This is your roving reporter coming to you from the Oval Office of the White House. Mr. President, I'd like to start off by asking you what prompted you to run for this high office.
I looked in the mirror, I saw my wife and kids, and you know what they told me? I was great.
So your family was 100% behind you. What do you think they hope to gain? And please tell us, Mr. President, what was your personal motivation for seeking the office of the presidency? And now that you've been president for a few months, what is going through your mind? Please give us your opinion of the press coverage that you have received. The entire country knows the opposition does not like you nor your policies, but recently quite a few members of your own party have crossed the aisle to keep one of the large pieces of your agenda from passing. What's your opinion of that?
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Exactly what would you like to say to those members of your party that crossed the aisle and voted with the opposition?
They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers, backstabbers.
What would you hope their response to you would be?
Do you want to see me crawl across the floor? Do you want to hear me beg you to take me back?
I've seen some reports that you have some big ideas for our national park system. Now, what do you think our biggest resource is in that national park system?
In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky, they stand there.
Those are pretty words, but they're relatively meaningless. Let me ask again, what is our most valuable resource contained in our national park system?
All that is black gold, Texas tea.
Many people are dissatisfied with your choice for Secretary of Education. What would you say to them?
We don't need no education.
Many of your detractors are concerned about the quality of education that our young people will be getting. What would you like to say to the young people of America? Let's shift gears to foreign policy. Mr. President, what do you think is the largest foreign threat to the United States right now? And what tactic will you be using to combat this threat? Are there any other threats that you see needing to be dealt with immediately?
Mexican America.
And what strategy will you use for this threat? And if none of these tactics and strategies work, what is your fallback?
You cannot fight me, for I have a sword of hate.
There's also been a lot of saber rattling between you and the dictator of North Korea. In the end, what would you like to hear from the North Korean leader?
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me.
On the other side of the world, in France, there's a candidate for prime minister who is running on a groundswell of populist support, much like you did. What message would you like to send to her? Many of your critics thought you were very cold to the German chancellor when she visited you in the White House. On her next visit to Washington, what will your greeting be like? The press is reporting FBI investigations into your ties to Russia. Is it a burden to you fighting these accusations of collusion between you and the leader of Russia?
He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
On a much lighter note, I'm sure you enjoy the security given to you by the Secret Service, but I'm sure that puts a cramp in your style. If you could get away from your Secret Service detail for just one day, what would you do? Could you elaborate a little more? Let's wrap this up and talk about the future. When you leave the office, what would you like the American public to feel has been your legacy? And realistically, what do you see yourself doing after you leave the White House?
Reeling in the years.